Hello everybody, this is JMasalsky and here we go back again with Dark Souls. So we left off in Annetberg, and we are going to face off our first real boss. Previously I was talking about some really dumb shit, as always. And I'm sorry if I made any mistakes. I hope I didn't offend anyone. In these times it's really possible to do so. Actually, I was afraid I didn't switch on my phone. I'm not sure if I informed you, but items in this game, as items found, they come either in a form of a shining light from a body, like here, or they can come in a chest. I will show you in a second. There is a chest somewhere near, and they can come from a merchant. There are also lore items, called lore items. There are items that are requested to complete the game, and they just appear in your inventory. You see that they appear, and you can decline them, you can delete them, you can drop them, but they will reappear and you can destroy them in one way, but they will appear later in a certain chest. So there is the chest I told, as you can see. However, opening the chests, the items look normally, as if they were just lying on the ground on the body, as they mostly do. Okay, this is a part where I was stuck for a long time, because the three enemies is quite a hassle to deal with, and it's really not easy. But it's not that hard. You just, once you see, I one-shotted all of them, but that's mainly due to the fact I'm just really experienced with the game. There is a crossbowman who, the first time I was going through the game, was quite an annoying enemy to deal, especially that every time you were going down this way, he would shoot you in the back. However, I'm not dealing with this problem anymore. I was just going to show that he just is there. This area is kind of chest heavy. As you can see, we already got 2 chests. There are a few enemies there, 3 exactly. There is one up there, and a big black knight sitting in the corridor to the left. We're not going to... Well, actually, we may fight with the knight, because he's not that hard. You just need to know the timing of parrying. Also, as you can see, I just did a kick here. You execute this by pressing the left stick forward and attacking with your main attack at the same time. It makes that so the enemies lose their block. So as you can see, there is this Black Knight. He was my nightmare during my first playthrough, but he is not that hard, to be honest. You just need to know how to backstab and to parry. Otherwise, he is really easy. Well, I screwed up the backstab, but as you can see, I just parried him, and when I attack him after I parry him, I deal massive amount of damage. And you just have to repeat this until he dies. It's not that hard, honestly. I think we need 2 more tries for him to be dead. Also, even if you are playing Dark Souls for the first time... Oh, just 1 try. How good is that? He drops a Titanite chunk and 800 souls, which is not that much, to be honest. But there is a ring that is quite useless too. So, Dark Souls may seem really easy when you are watching this video, but as I said, I have played through this game 15 times, and a few times through the New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus and continuing. So it's not that easy, it just looks like so. And as I said before, we are going to face our first big boss in this after this fog gate. However, there is a little secret in this area, and it is a crystal lizard that is hiding in these barrels. It's really good to kill it because it drops a lot of titanite. Usually, it always drops twinkling titanite, sometimes chunks, sometimes big shards. Titanite is the material that you use to upgrade your weapons and armor and shields. So, I have been here at least 20 times. Not in 20 different playthroughs, because I have killed this boss so many times, and I actually know exactly at the moment at which he appears on the bridge. These guys will shoot you when you are fighting the boss if you don't kill them. So it's good to kill them before you start the fight. Also, there is one, well, it's not an exploit, it's just some kind of, well, you could call it a strategy to make this boss way easier. As we did in the first fight, we jumped on the Asylum Demon on its head and dealt massive damage. You can do the same with this boss by climbing the ladder and hopping on his head. However, this boss appears at a certain point on this path. You need to get to this little brick that is to the right of my head, and then he shall appear. See? So this is the Tower's Demon. Some people say that his theme is the best theme in the game. I highly disagree, because I consider the best theme to be Orstein and Small theme, which is considered the best theme in the game by many people. This guy gave me many problems the first time I was facing him. The funny thing, you can make him jump down this ledge, but it's quite hard, and he's really easy, as you can see. I just killed him with a few shots, and yeah, he's quite easy, as I said. So soon after, like in a few steps, we are going to meet another NPC who is Solar of Astora. This guy is one of everyone's, well, not everyone's, but many people think this is their favorite NPC, and I think I'd agree. Let's talk to him.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Soler of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time.
So, he's the Solar of Astora, and he seeks his own son, but we can talk to him more.
Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment. The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey? It pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind. Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
So as you can see, he's kind of a freak as everyone, but he's lovely. Everyone likes him actually. He also presents to you one of the most important mechanics of the game: cooperation. As you can see, these messages are made by players. They are not pre-made. Players can leave these messages to troll or to help other players get through the game. Similarly, however, the cooperation works differently, because if you become human, you are open to invasions and helpers. You can summon people who can help you by signs they leave on the floor. However, at the same time, you can get invaded. So, we are going to run through this bridge. It's kind of... there is some call on it. And, as you may expect, the dragon is back. Because it's a bridge. The dragon actually killed most of the soldiers that were present on the... The dragon killed most of the soldiers that were present on the bridge. And we are going to get past the dragon, but we are not going to kill it. We are far from the power required to do so. We are going to increase our dexterity up to 18 and our endurance up to 14, or better, our endurance up to 15 and dexterity up to 17. Thus, we should have enough equip load to equip our gloves or our hood. So, now we may equip our hood, which I am going to check which one of these is going to give me more protection. As you can see, it's the gloves that weight just a little bit more, and I still can fast roll with them, and I look better because kind of this hood. It's okay, but I didn't make that face for nothing, right? So we are going to get up here and bait the dragon into flying from the place at which he is right now. He also kills everything that is present on the bridge, except me, because I run here, so he can't actually hit me there. Or not with this attack, because he has some more kind of not convenient and really unpleasant attacks that you can't really dodge. Okay, so he went there, and I can run to the bonfire that is here, and thus I unlocked another checkpoint that doesn't require me to get through the whole area once again. Most of the enemies reappear on the bridge, but that's not a problem, because I can easily kill them, and there's a few items that I want to possess. However, that was quite stupid. So there is this guy dropped his armor, and there is a claymore. Claymore is a very powerful weapon to use. However, we are not going to do it because I decided we are going to roll with the spear. So here we are, and now we are going to head to the Undead Parish. There is another Black Knight, and he wields a great Black Knight sword. It means he's far more damaging, however... It means he's far more damaging, however, he's much more slow compared to the other knight we met before. He is also really easy to parry, as you can see. Probably easier than the other knight, however, it's still quite hard to pull off the first time you are going through the game. The knight's weaknesses are basically the parries and backstabs. As you can see, this second backstab without him even trying to attack me, because he doesn't have time to do so. Chain backstabs are kind of a big move in this game, especially in PvP, but if you can pull them off, they are 100% worth it. So he got to a position where I can't backstab him, so I had to parry him. And it worked out, as you can see, because he already died. He dropped another Titanite chunk, which will help me upgrade my spear later on, because the scheme of the upgrading weapon upgrading goes Titanite shard, big Titanite shard, Titanite chunk, and when your weapon is plus 14, Titanite slab. Also, there I am going to show you a little shortcut that isn't widely used. It makes that so you don't have to go through the basement. You just have to not die to these enemies. And I think I'll manage to do that. So as you can see, we killed these enemies. There's also kind of an exploit where you can attack the enemies through the walls, especially with the spear, because it's way longer than other weapons you can use. So this guy just died, and using this exploit we can open the gate and don't have to worry about going through the basement. Basement doesn't just hold anything interesting. I actually got to a conclusion that we may, instead of a spear, use the halberd, but we'll think about it. We may also get a drop from this guy. We may get a boulder side sword, which is by far one of the most interesting weapons in the game, because it's a sword that has a lot of penetration moves, and it's quite fast and all. So this guy just died, and he didn't drop the sword, which is quite sad, but it's okay because the sword is a really rare drop. So we may check out the halberd. However, we don't have enough strength to use it with one hand, and with two hands, well, we have enough strength, but it's not the same. However, we may use the halberd, because halberd does way more damage than the spear right off the back, and as you can see, well, the spear attacks faster, but the halberd has many more moves, like this spinning move, that makes it way more useful. So we may actually use the halberd for this playthrough, unless some of the enemies drop the boulder side sword. To use the halberd with two hands efficiently, we need to get to 16 strength. This weapon is also really useful because it benefits from both strength and dexterity. As you can see, it has DD scaling stats. On the other hand, the winged spear has EC, which means that the halberd stacks better. The halberd gets more damage from strength than the winged spear, but it gets less damage from dexterity. However, the fact that it's balanced, it makes that so you will deal more damage in general. So there is another bonfire. It's the Undead Parish bonfire, and there is another NPC who is a blacksmith. As you may expect, blacksmith is really important. Blacksmithing is a really important art in this land. So we will talk to him.
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre, a restorer. If you require anything, then speak to me.
He's a nice guy. We can learn a gesture from him. He can repair our equipment. We can purchase items from him. we can upgrade our items at his place, and he provides some information.
Mighty sturdy indeed. But every hunk of metal has its breaking point. If you noticed your rigidity running low, it's time to repair. You can ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect, eh?
He looks kind of weird, but he's a nice guy. Also, he can't sell that sword. It just lies here forever, which is sad, because there is portrayed some weapons that don't even exist in the game, like this two-sided axe, which is quite sad to be honest. So we can purchase some items. However, I'm not going to. We will be using our halberd, actually. We are going to use the soul of the nameless soldier to gain enough souls to level up our strength once more. We will need one more point in strength to wield the halberd in one hand efficiently, but it shouldn't be much of a issue to get. So we are going to get through this area, get all the secrets and kill the stronger enemies. Then we will upgrade our weapons and go for the boss. Sometimes backstabbing takes way too long time, or at least it just feels so. So right now we got a way better shield. However, it has more weight, so we cannot fast roll with it. Thus, I am going to still use the wooden shield, because it just allows me to fast roll, and I don't want to lose this ability at the cost of less armor or whatever. So there is a mini boss, or whatever you may call it. He's not really hard because it's really easy to dodge his attacks. However, he hits really hard. But he's dead already. And he drops a Titanite shard, which is useful for upgrading weapons. He may also drop a greatsword, a mace, or a great axe. However, this is really unlikely. So there is a channeler, one of Seth's people. Also, there is a neat shortcut to the Firelink Shrine. Yes, this game has crazy level design. Using this elevator, you will get to Firelink Shrine. I am not going to go down there because there is no need to do so. So we are going to wait for this elevator at the left to go down, and this door will open in a second. So this door is opened, and we may proceed onwards, and as we unlock the shortcut. There is one of the Captain Knights. The Captain Knights have more health, more defense, use rapiers and bucklers. They can also parry, but it's really unlikely, and they rarely get the proper attack. The channeler has a strong ability to buff allies, and it can be quite annoying if he gets to do so. However, you can see that I got to aggravate just the channeler, which is a great thing, because it means that I don't have to worry about his minions being buffed, his minions being the hollows here. And I can easily take him out one by one. Which makes this area quite, well, not quite, it just makes it less stressful. Because these minions deal a high damage when they are buffed. And no, you can get buffed, but you need a friend to do so with a channeler's trident. The trident is the weapon that the channeler used. He didn't manage to hit me, but oh crap, this is stupid. As you can see, even though they are not buffed, they still do a lot of damage, and I don't want to deal with that, so I'm going to kill myself. Go back to them, heal them. Pick everything I can, because this area provides you with some interesting and useful items. And proceed onwards. Also, there is another NPC, Lautrec of Katrina. He's a traitor, and because he does one thing that makes the game significantly harder if you free him and don't kill him. I'm going to kill him because he also drops one of the most useful rings, the Favor and Protection ring, also known as FAP ring, which is quite an absurd name if you ask me. So here he is in his cell, from which we can free him, and we are going to kill him at the firing shrine because he is a dick.
Still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without remorse. Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Kari. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
So he's going to give us a Sunlight Medal, but you may expect he actually just stole it from somewhere instead of acquiring it the right way. So we are getting through this area pretty quick, and I think we are going to have just enough time to fight off the boss. There is another soul that provides us with 1000 souls. It's not much, but it's still enough to provide us with one Titanite chunk and a halberd upgrade, which is useful because we need to upgrade our halberd to some high extent for it to be effective against many enemies. Okay, we want to trigger one knight. I'm sticking to the fact that if I get a Balder Side Sword and not die in the process of acquiring it, I'm going to play with this sword because it's just so awesome to use. And I have used it very rarely because it is just a rare weapon. Oh god. This guy's poise is quite heavy for the shield they are using, which is weird. I wonder if he can actually parry me from there. No, he can't. Okay, so he is almost dead. Whoa, not cool. Also, some enemies can heal themselves, but it's not that much of a problem because despite them doing so, they are quite vulnerable while doing so. They are vulnerable during healing too, but it's not that big of a deal. Also, I finally messed a bit with DS fix, and the game is running smoothly in 60 frames per second, or at least 50 usually, so that's good. So right now we will get one level of strength, so we can freely use our halberd in one hand. As you can see, now I am wielding it one-handedly, and there's no indication of it having problems with doing so. I'm going to buy 2 Titanite shards. Actually, I am going to buy as many as I can. How many souls do I have? I have one large soul of a nameless soldier, which will provide me with 1000 souls, which is another shard. And one large soul of the lost undead. No, 2 souls of lost undead, which is equivalent to one large soul of lost undead. It should provide me with at least 2 or 3 upgrades of my weapon, which means that right now, yes, it should be halberd +3. There is also a mini boss right here. He is quite difficult. However, I may manage to kill him and retrieve just enough souls to get my halberd to +4. However, as you can see, he is quite damaging. Also, you can hear the bell ringing right now. It means that somebody around my level just rank the first ball of the awakening that is positioned right here, because as the crestfallen warrior said, the one in the chainmail we met in the Firelink Shrine, said that there are two balls of awakening, one in the Undead Parish and one in the Blight Town. So hearing the bell ring is quite a nice addition, because you know that somebody just made a step towards the ending of the game. And I'm proud of everyone who does that, because, well, I have finished the game myself, yes, but the first time I was doing it, it was really hard. And as you can see, I just died because this motherfucker does ton of damage. And thus, I think I'm just going to pick up my humanity, because you lose your humanity with your souls. And I am going to end, because I am running out of time, because I have to go, and so I'm just going to pick it up, get to the bonfire, and end the video. Now, there may be a second video today, where I will fight off the boss of this area. I won't spoil it for you, don't worry. And I think you will enjoy it, because it's quite an interesting boss. It has a unique design, well, as every boss in this game, but that remains to be seen. So this was JMasalsky, episode 2 of Dark Souls. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and see you next time.